You're the spreader of the message because of your experience.
I lose my 4.5 years old son. Inside me, I was dead.
When did you feel the calling that you were meant to do more?
I feel that I have some missions on this planet. This big energy gives me the power to grow for all of us.
What was that like to take that on?
And now I think it's very interesting how the universe works. There is something more than what we are seeing around us.
Once you experience it, that's it. You know it's real.
Through this love, everything was not important anymore.
But what do you think your journey is really here for?
I get like visions, pictures. I saw the Arche. I don't want to scare anyone, but I saw something in the future, that something is coming through us. And they like holding the hands together and go through this vibration, because this vibration was very high. And I saw a lot of people which like exploding their mind.
But why are we having to have this realization now? It's because something is coming. Is humanity ready for it? And I think there's people like yourself, like me, as I'm transitioning through this, to be able to show the way.
Amazing that you see the vision as well. Honestly, the reason why I'm here to get the people this kind of information, to spread this kind of information.
Because if we haven't got much time, this is why this conversation is happening.
My goal is that everybody have at home something which give him the connection to the universe. So now people must transform it in weeks.
Trigger warning. This episode may contain content that could be distressing to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to New Earth Studios. Love Now by Alex Roseman. We are here in the heart of the wilderness of Dubai. From our beautiful New Earth Cafe, the Conscious Eatery, where we'll be bringing you conscious conversations with our very next guest. Please do your best to click the subscription button so you can see us evolve and grow and ultimately show up in a community near you. Thank you. Waldemar, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for the invitation.
We met only a few days ago at our mutual friend Johnny's place at Longevity. A friend of ours, Danny, who owns the place, and they have a machine they call it AOI machine, light encoding. I'm going through it at the moment, and in a couple of days' time, I'm going to speak with Johnny here and share my experience of the light machine. But what struck me is obviously, the story that you're coming from, your transformation, the transition, the fact that you want to help so many people. This is what brings you here today. And I kind of give it to you for you to sort of like introduce yourself, because I'd love to know more about who you are. And then we can like sort of ease into a conversation about, the trials and tribulations you've gone through and how it's serving you and how potentially it can serve so many other people.
Yeah, for a short introduction, I'm 37 years old. My name is Waldemar. I'm coming from Germany. And my transformation I got when I was 35. And my process on transformation starting not in the easier way, not in the soft way, that I get some informations to start the transformation. So in my life comes something like a big sword, cutting my old life from my new life. So when I was 17, I planned my life like in a visionary style. So I visioned my life in the future, and I visioned my life more in the material world. Like when we were 17, what we are wishing us all, like more than material things. And when I got 35, I got more than that. So I reached, when I got 35, more than I can expect before. And from this time, I doesn't have honestly a plan for the future, and I starting to stopping. I go for a rest, because I reach everything what I want when I got 35, and I got in a stopping mode, and I enjoy just my life. And and 3 months later, I got my wife got in a car accident, and I lose my 4.5 years old son in this car accident. And I'm very grateful that my wife and my daughter are still alive, because she and my daughter was in the car as well, and it was a very critical situation. So, and this car accident, first of all, bring me down, bring me not only down, bring me in a death situation. So inside me, I was dead. I just was a robot who wake up in the morning, but inside it was empty. It was like something, and I go through this experience which I thought that my life is ending, you know. So, and this experience bring me in my transformation, where I can sit now here with you and talk about it, and not only talk, to give the people the feeling how life it's going on. So in 1 second, everything is fine, you enjoy your life, you are lucky, you are happy. In the next second, the life gonna be changed completely. And this change which I get, what I believe now is the change. I get too much signals before to get and change. That I feel that I have some missions on this planet, and I don't go through my mission. I go more in this material world, more in this, like, how can I say, this lifestyle, like parties, like everything, you know, this kind of things. And I feel that I have something more to do on this planet, but I ignore it, because if you get everything on the material, you go like relaxed, you know, everything is relaxed, and you don't think about your future. You don't think, because everything is fine. You have a daughter, you have a son, nice family, you have enough money, you have everything. You have a boat, cars, what else? Houses. So everything was like in a movie. You know, everything was fine, happy end. But the happy end was not there.
So you hit that plateau where you got comfortable, and there was this a nudge, like you said at the beginning, a big sledge hammer that came along into your life. Thank you for sharing that. When did you feel the calling that you were meant to do more?
Honestly, when I'm born. Also when I'm born, after I get something which I can remember, like 4 or 5 years when I got in the kindergarten and school, I feel like, I don't know, for me was everything like I know it before. It's like it was more like I don't want to live it again, you know, like it was feeling like you have it experienced a lot of times. Same process, kindergarten, school, graduation, and all the things. And I feel something in me, deeper in me, that when people got in fight mode, when people got in relationships, when people around me, what's gonna happen? It for me was like I have no questions on it. Like for me was this, like, and I feel that I am not from this planet, like some kind of this feeling, you know. And when you look at my history, then you will see that I born in Kazakhstan. I come to Germany when I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
Just with one luggage, you know, with my parents working in a factory, and it was quite a, how can I say, a good life, but a poor life, you know, like from the material side. And of course, when I growing up, I feel that I must do more. And when I got 20, I opened my first business. I put all my parents, my whole family inside my business. I take them out from the factory, from the hard work on the factories. And honestly, what I do in this time, and I now thinking back, and I thinking my friends around me, nobody reached in 2% what I reach in my life. And I don't understand this kind of energy which I bring into this planet, which I have from the universe. And this big energy gives me the power to grow, but not to grow only for me, to grow for me and to grow for all of us. And I don't understand it before. That's why when I got 35, this big energy stops, like I stucks, because I have no plan further. So my plan ends when I got 35. And this energy, this big energy, this what I believe today, this energy destroy me. Because this energy was in plus, so this energy gives me the growing. And when I don't get the further plan, when I don't get like the signs, the missions, when I don't understand it because I ignored it before, so this energy, what they is doing, they don't have the way where they can float. And of course, this is starting to explode. And it was happening in my life because at this time I lose my son, my whole relationships, business partners, everything comes to the light, you know. Everything was like in the darkness, everything was playing like friends, family, business partners, good relationships. Then comes about money, because there's like what I understood today is a lot of people have an instinct from animal instinct, what I call it. Instinct, it's like if somebody got weak, so they're starting to attack, you know? And it's like by wolves or lions. In the nature, you see it a lot. If someone who's powerful got weak, so they got attacked from all sides. And same happened with me. So everything what I have built it till then, when I talk about material things, I got lost. So I lost my son. I lost all the things which I loved before, and I go back to the ground. And from this ground, I had two ways, two choices. Everyone is responsible for this situation, and go into crying and then falling down, or you take your life in your hands, and you're starting to listening what is happening, what the guys want from us or from me in this time, and then starting this very, very painful process.
That's, it's so heavy duty that losing a child is, we know is one of the hardest things anybody can ever go through. And what I admire about you is not only that, but to lose your lifestyle, let's say, along with it, and to have the courageous viewpoint that you have, the perspective to then just build yourself up again. But how was the process? I mean, you lost your son, through the car accident. How did you receive that information, and when did you link it to the fact that it was your energy that, because it wasn't going anywhere, you became sort of self-imploded, which ultimately your son was pulled into that as well, because you were not facing up to your true purpose of why you're here. What was that like to take that on? Because ultimately it feels, it was like your son was sort of sacrificed in that regard for you to open your eyes to your true potential. And from what you wrote in your answer to your question, your son was just a loving being.
At this time, when something happened like this in your life, you don't have a choice to, how can I say, you don't know where you can get help. So even because all people around you, they are far away from a world where is a universe, where is invisible power, where is energies like. And the first they bring me, when I got in the hospital, they bring me to a psychologist.
Yeah.
And this lady, it was such a nice lady, and she's starting to cry. She cannot help me. She's sitting like you in front of me. She knows why I'm coming from the doctors, because I'm looking for help. I need something for this pain, because it's a pain. It's unbelievable. Now I understand what is a soul pain, because you have pain when you cut your finger, or a physical pain, or when you get a pain which it's quite hard to explain which kind of pain, but this is very painful. And I got to her, and she got crying, and she cannot speak one word to me. She just crying. She said, sorry, and then she get me a receipt for antidepressiva. I don't remember this name.
Antidepressants.
Some pills. At this time, I honestly, I don't have another choice. I go to the pharmacy, I take these pills, and these pills make you like
a robot.
Feel like robots.
Yeah.
You, of course, you feel inside there is a pain, but it's like blocking up, and you are like just existing. So you don't feeling around you nothing. You don't feel nobody. You have no feelings anymore. The feelings are blocked. And and then starting a crazy process. And now I think it's very interesting how the universe works. And I think I got a proof. And there is a universe, and there is a source, a God. There is something more than what we are seeing around us. First, the neighbor of my sister calling, she said, please let Waldemar come, because Michael, the name of my son is Michael, have informations for him. And I say, what Michael have my son, he's dead. How he can get in? This time it was like in this. I got to her and she explained me something about my son. I honestly got a bit wondering from where she gets so much information, because she doesn't know me, she doesn't know my son exactly. She's a neighbor for my sister, so when she gets some information which nobody knows. But okay, I ignore it as well. I come to Dubai after 4 weeks. We traveled with my wife and my daughter to Dubai because this accident happening in Germany when we was on holiday in summertime. And in Dubai, my assistant lady, Miss Delia, she comes to me and say, and she have some connections as well with the universe. And she said to me exactly the same words which this neighbor lady says to me in Germany, but they don't know each other. Then I start thinking a bit, something is happening. And then I meet a third lady by chance. It's a friend of a friend, so like this. And she explained me again the same words which say to me the other twos, and then she looks at me and say, "I know you don't believe me. You wanna experience by yourself. You wanna talk to your son." And I say, "It's possible." She said, "Yes, it's possible." I say, "How?" She said, "Okay, you take antidepressant pills. You this okay, no antidepressant, no meat." She give me like a short diet for 1 week, and after 1 week we meet, and I will arrange you a meeting with your son.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 days I doesn't sleep, because when you put out this antidepressant pills, when you I have taken in for 3.5 weeks, and when you put it out, you feel like I don't know before, like the people who are taking drugs, I don't know how to feel, because you see it just in films, but I was feeling like a drug junkie, which putting out, and you don't sleep. Don't sleep for 50-60 hours. I have fears, scarenesses in me. I feel like horrible. It was a horrible feeling to take these pills out. After 3 days, and my diet and the right food and some kind of test meditation which she recommended me to take, I got quite centered, quite in a more silent situation. And then comes the day where I meet her. And this was the first time when I connecting to my son. And everyone who watched this podcast now, I can recommend. There is a therapy. They call it regression. Regression.
Past life regression.
Past life regressions. By Michael Newton. He have really nice books. The Journey of Souls. Michael Newton is in Journey of Souls. And I have 2-3 books. The first 2 is I recommend to read it for all the people who have some kind of losses in their life, or just to get a more understanding about from where we are coming, who we are, why we are here. Like there is some kind of things which give you, for people who are like me, who are far away from them, who give access to more information. Yeah, and I got in this regression. She bring me in past lives where I see really past lives, unbelievable at this time. And then I got connected with my son. It comes my grandmother, my cousin sister. She passed away when she was 27. I grew up with her. She had cancer, and she comes and I starting to get answers, because I had a lot of questions, of course. And then starting my journey. Then I started to believe, yes, there is a God. Yes, there is a source, there is a energy, there is more than what we can see. And this journey is now 2 years. 2 years.
2 years.
2 years ago, yeah.
I mean, there's people probably listening to this right now who may have lost somebody. And the idea that they can speak to their loved one again may bring all sorts of emotions. And talking about emotions, obviously, from your suppressing your feelings and emotion from antidepressants, that's all it does. It just keeps those feelings and emotions. Of course, that will, if it doesn't have anywhere else to go, an outlet, it's going to make you ill. So coming off of it, obviously, these feelings and emotions had to go somewhere. And I'm sure it was overwhelming, just the feeling of it. And then knowing that you're potentially going to be talking to your son, I'm sure it's shattering old ideas and programs and paradigms, of what you thought life was. But your eagerness to connect with your son again must have just broke anything that you thought was logical, because your need wanting to connect with him. How did that show up for anybody listening that they want to talk to their loved one? How does that look? How was your experience?
First, when you start, you're looking for a picture, like a movie. You're saying, "Where is my son?" or "Where no," and you are looking for this. But then you understand that this was the first time where I feel it, that everything goes not from a picture, everything goes through a feeling. And this feeling, it's quite hard to explain. This feeling gives you, and this conversation with him, it's not like by words. The conversation is like like silent inside. This conversation and everything happens by feeling, and you feel not. It's more than a picture. Like if you see a picture, you see just a picture, but here you feel every cells of this picture, what you are looking for to see. But if you open your feeling and you're connecting, so you feel everything. You see, you know everything. From somehow you know everything. You get more information than you can expect. You get more information than you can, maybe your brain can even understand. But inside you understand it. But sometimes I last time I had an experience. Sometimes really you feel something which you get and understand it, but your brain, when you go in the logic side, it's not. How can I say? It's not works together. So that's why I understand now we have two different things. We have one consciousness. We have a subconsciousness which is connected to our soul. The subconsciousness who take care of our breathing when we walk, left, right, feet, and everything. And by this feeling, it was unbelievable. It was so much love inside, and through this love, everything was not important anymore. So when you feel this love with this connection, and you feel like the people who you lost, like grandmother, cousin, sister, and everyone, people who are like go earlier than we, because we will go everyone in the time, and you get this kind of love. So in this moment, everything is for you not important. The car accident is not important. Not important what's going to happen in your life. Everything is not important, because this kind of love which you are feeling in, it's the true love. And I'm very grateful and very happy that I have the chance in my life to feel the real love.
And this was from the session with this
lady. Yeah.
With this lady, because a lot of people, can do personal development for years, therapy, this, that, and everything else. I recently just came back from India doing Vipassana, and you do these processes, and it talks about experience, experiential, because if intellectual, we'll never get there, but when you experience it, that says everything you need to know. Once you experience it, that's it. You know it's real. How did she open you up to connecting that you could feel this instantaneously? Because you just come off antidepressants, you've lost your son, and yet your one session opened you up.
I think because I was ready for that, because they are waiting for me. Because in the first session I understand now what is my mission from the first session on, what I have to do and why it's happening. So my son goes because it was our agreement before. We have an agreement with my son.
Like a soul contract.
A soul contract. Because children goes for their parents. Maybe you heard it before, but it truly is kind of this. So it was done for me exactly, because I have my mission. I go through this high energy where I get a lot of material things, and I know before maybe that that there is a big chance that I don't go in the right direction. So I cross another direction, which was more destroying direction, And my son, with his going, like for him it was an experience, and for me it was like a life changer, quite a life changer. Because now when I am talking in my life, I say before my son and after my son, like before Jesus and after Jesus, because for me, is my life the same? It's like, since my son is going, like, I am a different person completely than I was before, and this is quite the contract which we create with him to get into this mission. And later on, of course, I got a second session, a third session, because I want to find out more things. I want to feel more things, and then I got more detailed what kind of things I must do. And yeah, that's why I'm sitting here today, because I will explain all these people around us who are feeling inside there is something more than we can expect, and I can just recommend start your transformation journey, the wake-up journey. I know, call it today wake-up, because all people are I feel like 90% of the population are sleeping. It's not quite this is bad or good, but they are sleeping, just in the sleep mode, because all the material things give us like the feeling, yeah, you don't must be comfortable. And I can recommend all who feel this, what I feel before, come out of the comfortable situation, come out, go into the transformation, because in the soul contract with my son was mentioning as well that if I go by myself the right direction, maybe it was a chance that this kind of things doesn't happen. But it must be happen because it was like it was. But there is a small chance, so basically no need to get like this kind of wake up call. So if you feel this, go by yourself, because this wake-up call can be painful.
I relate to that in a very different way. I feel I'm going through something similar at the moment, in the sense that we built this life in Dubai, New Earth Cafe, that's very idyllic, very comfortable, and under the illusion of growth, because we're doing a podcast here, things are happening. I thought, maybe I've kind of got away, in a sense of, this is my life now, I can be comfortable, this is what it's about. And of course, the universe has other things in store. And hence what brought me to India a few weeks ago, and it stripped me completely down, all comfort, really everything. And to go through a process of purification of the mind, all these bottled, suppressed feelings and emotions that I guess I'd been, not antidepressants, but numbing myself in different ways through comfort, that now were coming up to the surface. Because there was something about, and there's universal laws, and I've talked about it before, the duality, that when I was sitting in my misery, or why you've gone through something that's so horrendously painful, the universe needs to balance it out. So when we're through our darkest and bleakest time, when I'm sitting in a hole in India, in a dusty, dark place, and it's hot, meditating this process over and over again, this like an angel or guide started speaking to me. Because of the misery and the darkness, there needed to be light to counter it. And suddenly this wisdom comes from being uncomfortable. And I'm in comfort, it's very quiet if I can barely hear it. And so I'm off again on Friday on a venture. I don't even know where it's going to take me. And I see you opposite me, and you're saying what you're saying, and it's like you're an angel in that fact, because there's a part of me that's feeling that heaviness.
Thank you.
Because there's a loss. There's like my life that I think I might not have anymore. But it's a hole that no matter what comfort, everything has come in, it never filled it. If temporarily, but then really what's left behind. So, our journey is meant for something more. And you hit the nail on the head about comfort. And people who are listening, we're striving to be as comfortable as possible. But that comes at a cost. And for some, it's a sledgehammer, like what you had to go through. But to see that you come out of it in this side, to be able to share a message to help others is incredible. It's really beautiful. And the fact you're doing it in English. Because I know you did a podcast in German, so if anybody wants to look at it, we'll put the link in there. So what do you think what's your reason here? What is that? You mentioned an arc, something before, if it's something to do with that, but what do you think your journey is really here for?
First of all, I will say that people are looking for stability, comfort, everything like this illusion. You know, I call it illusion because if you're looking at our planet, our universe, there is nothing stable. Everything is running.
Law of nature is everything permanent.
Everything is
Yeah.
the tree goes in the autumn. They lose the everything, so they wake up and sleep again. And in our nature and our universe, there is nothing stable, and people are looking for stability. The whole finance market are looking for stability, which is not existing, never existing. And when people, this is the good one example, like when people go to a bank to get a loan, they try to show the bank, I am totally stable, I have my income, I have this. This is an illusion. And the bank are looking for a client who are stable to give them a loan, to give that interest. So all these situations and all the system situations which we have on our planet, this is the main problem, because if people understand that there is nothing stable, there is nothing comfort, that every day when we wake up, we must be grateful that we are wake up, first of all, and second of all, what kind of things now I can do to be tomorrow better, not to be tomorrow stable, and that everybody say, my neighbors, everyone say I am stable, I have a house, kids, and this. So nothing is stable, and this is, I think, very important information to understand for all of us. And after 4 months and my journey on the regression, on this kind of meditations, I got to India as well. I got a 4 days retreat. There was dancing. There was like from 7 a.m. till 12 in the night. It was like a complete destroying of my ego, destroying of my what I know before. It was like a reborn, like a awakening retreat. It calls before. I got into a lot of experiences which I doesn't know before, and then in November 2022, I wake up at 4:41 in the morning. I'm waking up and I feel some kind of energy. At this time, because of my of my universe travelings before with regression, I know there is something very huge. This energy wake me up, and I feel like I can run now 10 kilometers marathon, because I have a really powerful energy. And then starting that, I get pictures. I get like visions, pictures. I saw the ark, like from the Bible, from the legends, you know, Arche,
Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark. I saw like symbolic, like this kind of things, and I wake up my wife and she said, "Please, I see something I cannot. Now I don't know what is it, but I starting to speak and I forget what I'm speaking, you know." And I said, "Please write it on paper, everything what you hear," or she take a memo on the phone. And I thought, what I must do, I must go out and build up an ark. I thought I got crazy, you know. And then starting from this kind of pictures, I see more like, but they don't scare me. It was like quite not so nice pictures. I don't want to scare anyone, but I saw something in the future, you know, some 26, 27, some changes on the planet, something will come, and I doesn't know before. Now, of course, after this happening with me, I heard a lot now on TikTok and everywhere we're talking about some changes. But at this time when I got this vision, I doesn't know that something is coming through us. And when I ask this energy, when, and in exactly time, when we must be prepared, or the humanity must be prepared, or how can we be prepared for this kind of changes in this planet, and I get an answer that is depend on us. As more we bring us to conflicts, as more like we bring us to destroy ourselves, as more the universe will interact, you know, as more the universe will come and interact. Yeah, and then of course it was the Ukraine conflict, and then last year starts the Israel-Palestine conflict. So I see that the time goes shorter because we have more time, and this new this new way or this new planet, we have the choice to go into in a soft, like in a comfortable way.
Like you said about your son, like depending on if you're ready to transition, and we call it the old Earth and the new Earth, because it's obviously the new Earth. It's before and after. My wife and I had this vision come to us, and we didn't really know what it was about. In fact, when I was building the new Earth, I didn't even know if I was going to stay in it. And I'm like, this is not where I end. I don't stay in Dubai. I have to go. And like, I have to go. I have to leave this comfort, this beautiful place, this paradise. I don't want to go, man. I'm like kicking and screaming, but there's a part of me that's just saying like, you got to go, man. And I'm frightened by that prospect because it means leaving my family. And part of me thinking, am I going to come back and my family's going to be here still? Because what I need to learn for me is to know how to truly love, because of my own issues I've had since I was a child that are now coming to fruition, that I'm now looking at this Mount Everest and going, what? I've got to climb this? I thought I'd already climbed it. No. You're preparing yourself for this climb. And, obviously everything's for a reason. Well, why? Because there's a transition from old Earth to new Earth. And we're all going for awakening to know that we're not flesh. We're not the cafe. We're not any of this. We're eternal. But why are we having to have this realization now? It's because something is coming. There's a movement, there's a shift. It's not the first time I've heard it, and the fact you're saying it, that because that shift is happening, the less we're attached to it now, when that shift comes, there are only so many people who can pass through. Because if you're still attached to when this big shift happens, you won't be able to let go, and I think it's going to be quite sudden. And for some people, they won't be able to comprehend it. And I understand that. There's certain shifts that are happening, like the solar eclipse. People can have schizophrenia, the shift of, accepting a new reality, a new paradigm. Is humanity ready for it? And I think there's people like yourself, like me, as I'm transitioning through this, to be able to show the way as we are walking that path. And there's many others, And there is a shift because there's 8 billion people, and there's only a handful of that population who are talking in this manner, So anyway, I just wanted to share the relatability.
Amazing that you see the vision as well, because I met the last few months in my life, I met a lot of people who see these visions. So that's why I'm sitting here in the New York Cafe. That's honestly the reason why I'm here, to get the people this kind of information, to spread this kind of information, because that's what I'm feeling this night or this early morning. It was through with love, and it was like for our best. It was not like you get a fine, or you get, it's not like you get something bad from the universe because you don't live the right direction. No, this is not what I mean. I mean, this is the normal, natural procedure of our planet here right now. And I saw it in the vibration side. I feel and I hear a lot of vibration, like, if you have an experience by an earthquake, so you feel like this kind of sound in the nature.
Okay.
And I feel and I saw this kind of sound, and this sound is like a shift, a transition of something, and I say what we can do, and then I say, okay, first of all the humanity must come together. All people who see this vision, all people who are taking care of another people, they must come closer together to help each other, to help other people, first of all. Then I saw a lot of centers, a lot of small, like your cafe, like of centers around the world, a lot, and people are sitting in and sitting out because there was not even enough space inside, so they're sitting out of this centers, cafes, and they like holding the hands together and go through this vibration, because this vibration was very high. And I saw a lot of people which like exploding their mind, exploding like, I don't want to scare everything, but, and the people sitting and go through this shift, this vibration all together. And then I say what I can do by myself, because I am not Noah, I am not, I don't feel like I'm a chosen one.
You're not the builder.
Yeah,
but you're the spreader of the message because of your experience.
And then they tell me, please, if you wanna help, you can just open a platform, like one center or something. Just open this one space. And I said, okay, how do people wanna go in? And they told me, they will come by themselves. We take care of it. Who will come in these cafes, in these centers? It's not your responsibility. You must just create this space,
and then it will take care of itself.
And then I think, why the people must come in? Okay, don't think about it. Okay. And this message was quite understandable, quite clear, and quite strong enough, because what I'm seeing as well is, of course, honestly, I saw dead people. I saw a lot of that. I saw a lot of like people who, but this is not bad. This is their experience. It's like what we are,
Transformation.
what we are planning for our life. So when we plan to go to this transmission, we will go. Like, and if it doesn't go, it's happening like with my son, you know, this kind of things that you go through. But if we doesn't plan, okay, we will maybe don't alive this shift. So, but this is okay as well. It's not like don't like understand like in a bad or in a good way. Everything what happening.
It's love,
It's,
either way.
It's love, giveaway. And another 3 months later, I'm sitting, coming to my office, and then comes my friend and employee comes to me and say, Waldemar, I had one technology in Russia, and this technology I used it before. It was amazing. It connecting you to the universe, and of course, when he explained me this kind of things, I got like my ears got like this, you know, what kind? Okay, and he just said there is one chamber, and this chamber, like it was 70 years of science in this chamber, 70 years of something. There was experience of the science on time travelings. The Russian scientist with Roscosmos, as Russian cosmonauts, everything. Okay, I said, okay, how much it cost? You say, I don't know, it was this time $12,000, something like that. I said, okay, I don't know what is that. I don't know how it works. I don't nothing. Just because it was similar to my vision, and I ordered one of them. And then they tell me, okay, we don't get it out from Russia because it was a military secret before. It was like this. It was very strange. And I was on the end. I got in the green light, so this technology comes to Dubai in my life without any problems. So I was the first one who get it out from the country in an official way, also in everything legal, official way. And then I'm looking at this piece of metal. First of all, how it goes, it was like a chamber, it was just a piece of metal, and you lie in, and then it closed. And you lie in, and there is no electricity, there is nothing, just you inside something metal, a piece of metal. And I look at it like, okay, strange. I put it in my office. I go in this chamber, and it was unbelievable. 30 minutes. Now it's a session, 30 minutes. And I got what I express and what I feel in this regression. When I got first time in, I feel in this chamber, but much higher. So the connection to the universe and the energy was go through my body. It was, wow, it was like, because he explained me this before, but I doesn't believe it, you know, and like how believe it, I cannot expect it. Like I believe it, but I say because people talking too much in our life,
salesman,
you know?
everybody,
salesman, yeah, and wow, and then I understood, and then I got the next vision that in the centers put this kind of technology because this technology helps to grow very fast the vibrations. And there is no electricity, nothing. It's not like AOI, you get light and everything. So here is just you and your energy. And this chamber, there is a special geometry, a special material with a quartz coating inside. What they are doing, they compress your energy field and they reflecting, mirroring your energy. So your subconsciousness starting to work and starting to connect. Till today, goes more than 1,000 people through my channel, just family and friends. And I create my project now. It calls Arche Novus, like the new Ark. I create this kind of project. This is not my project. This is the project I call it from the universe, and I invite everyone to join this project with their cafe, with their minds, with their technologies, with their everything. Because this is what I see. We must come all together closer. And I now create just an umbrella for that in Switzerland, and. Yeah, we open now in September the first center here in Dubai. I have opened now one in Germany. We open in September in LA, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas, exactly, and Manchester, London. We will open a center now in July. So it's starting to grow by themselves. I have not looked for someone who take this technology or who open centers. The people come by themselves, and it was quite unbelievable because people who come in the chamber. the most of these people get their own experience by like unblocking, cleaning, connection with the universe. But some of them, they take this technology to Las Vegas, to London, you know what I mean? So the people like the contract, the soul contract starting in this chamber, and the people like starting to spread. And that's why I got to Johnny. It was quite unplanned as well. A friend of mine, Adriana, she bring me on my birthday. It was the 16th of May. She bring me. She said, "I have a surprise for you," because she know how deep I am now in this technology. Because I'm now looking for more technologies like this to help people I looking for a fast track, you know, because of course the process of transformation is a long process, quite a hard, long process. But now what I see, the shift is not so far away, so we have not so much time. So when I saw 26, 27 like this, so we must be more faster.
Well, we've got 8 billion people, right? Well, obviously not everybody's going to be accounted for who has the luxury of having this device. I'm loving this conversation. It's incredible, resonating so much. I must check out this machine.
Tomorrow it's in Dubai.
It's in Dubai tomorrow?
You can come tomorrow after.
Hook me up, man.
Yeah.
I want to check this out. I want to share and share my...
Johnny was in a few days ago, and it's a natural process without something. But that's why I said to Johnny as well. I said, let's come together. Your chamber have one thing for the humanity. My chamber, I call it my. But I will create more chambers because I got more information for technology. As more as go deep in this, I get more information about new technologies, and I will of course grow this kind of things like a gadget. Like everybody have a smartphone at home. My goal is that everybody have at home something which give him the connection to the universe, the fast track connection. Because we have no time now to make 2 years, 3 years transformation processes. So now people must transform it in weeks, not in months. And people like me, like you, people like who are here for that. And I get a lot of people, by the way, in the chamber who stop after then, who change really the lifestyle. It was before like drinking alcohol, make party, and then after 1-2 experiences in the chamber, they stop by themselves without like somebody spoke to them. So the processes, even the subconsciousness became access, and this is very important that the subconsciousness, our soul, where is connected, what I believe today, we're connected to our higher self. And and now my goal is to make more centers, more cafes, more centers around the world where people can meet, because one important thing is when I got in this regression first time, all my people around me changes. So the old ones, the attack, or there were some money issues, but they gone, and complete new people comes. And that's what I saw now from my experience. If you grow your vibration, you get people with the high vibration around you. Because people with low vibrations, they cannot, they cannot stay with you a long time because they feel uncomfortable with you. Because if you vibrate high, the people feel like in a down vibration, they feel like something pressure them, you know, they feel like a pressure. So these people will completely be changed around you. So if you grow your vibration with chambers, with meditation, with everything what you can do in your life to get this transformation, so the whole people around you will be different.
Which will help with the transition potentially that's happening for humanity. Because obviously if you don't deal with your frequencies and there's an energetic shift happening on the planet and you don't match it, you either align and go with it, or it could crush you, ultimately, the transition from old Earth to new Earth. And it's funny that you share about the cafes around the world, because if you see my vision board, the dream board, there's new Earth all around the world. There's cafe, you know, this center cafe, we've got the self-love store just next door. I have to show it to you. You know, it's one idea of what we're doing, you know, consciousness and food and everything else, but there's something deeper I know is playing. And so I relate what you're sharing. You know, we see these centers around the world, and the fact that we're having a conversation on a podcast in the cafe about this, it kind of affirms more and more But I feel like I need to connect deeper to the fact that there is that message, and there's a boulder, there's that Mount Everest that's in the way for me to receive this deeper information or this. And I know it's part of my process and journey because I'm a builder. I mean, I create. This is what it is, and to feel that why, that deeper, that reason, more so, will speed it all up. But I'm now embarking on my journey to uncover this, because there's my thing that I need to go through, like I need to go in the wilderness, I need to go on my pilgrimage, I don't know, however long it's going to take. But until I feel that completely, it feels, I can't step in. How do I describe it? Like, there's no more comfort in distracting myself anymore. I think I filled up, and now it's just a matter of holding on a little bit longer. But now my nails are like, no. But I know how much I appreciate the experience of actually like liberating this attachment to the flesh or the trauma or whatever it is of the past. There's a part that we need to do to transcend that, so others can, open the way for others to pass through. And it is through us, ultimately, through our experiences, when we align to that energy, that other people can come, like a floodgate. It's not easy. It's not easy. I mean, for some people, if it's simple as sitting in a machine, fantastic for them, I'm going to check it out tomorrow. Like, I have to come out so I can add it to this podcast,
Yes.
a separate video so people
Yes.
can see it. And then open it up where people can then link on and obviously come and sit in this machine. Because if we haven't got much time, this is why this conversation is happening.
Yeah.
People like you, Johnny's coming back on. We'll come together and go, right, when this transformation, this what potentially looks very scary time comes along, they know where they can go, because it's governments are not going to be able to help people through this kind of transition. They're probably the opposite people you go to. They're not even sure what to do with something like this. It's people who are receiving something that is inexplainable.
Unexplainable. I believe as well that I think the government knows more than we, 100%. That we are like the lucky guys who receive these messages in our normal life. I believe there is some more informations behind them, and I believe that you and me, we will unpack more, which we must unpack in this life. And there is quite a big fight between the darkness and between the light. And this big fight, before I doesn't realize it, now I realize it as well, because as more light as you get, as more darkness come. It's more, this is the life balance. This is everything how it creates here in this planet. And that's why when you say it's a hard journey and everything, we must understand that the darkness and the light, it is like it is. And of course you get the stones when you go your way. Of course I fight with myself a lot of times. Is this true? Is this not? Your ego or your brain starting to like
Question.
question, because of course if you create a project who calls Arche Novus, opening centers, and there is no and you don't get the money in or something, you're just investing your time, investing your money, investing everything in this what you are seeing. Of course sometimes you got like in this situation like, is this alright? Is this like this? But as soon, and this was a few months ago, as soon as I start to believe it complete, because in the meditation or in the regression, you believe, you feel everything is fine. After some days comes the process, like when your brain says, is this true? Is this, you're starting with...
The skeptical mind.
It's the same like black and white, the same like darkness and light, because the darkness starting to tell you like this or this, there is some processes inside. And then this lady, by the way, she told me, as long as you not believe it 100%, as long you got this kind of issues in this kind of project. And a few months ago, really, I sit there and say, okay, all other businesses on the side, just this. And this is quite a really for the normal human is a risk, a bigger risk, because you go through something which you doesn't understand.
Nothing's stable anyway.
Yeah, that's why nothing is stable. This is the process where we are transforming and growing. And as soon as I get this decision, I say, okay, all other things on the side, I go in, and I'm very happy. It's like growing by themselves. So it's growing like what I'm see before. It's not your responsibility to bring people in. We do it, like the universe. We bring the right people in this chamber. There was before no chamber, but in the centers or in these cafes. And as soon as we believe what we are feel, as soon we get the right grow and the really right way.
First thought comes to mind is how do we team up in the sense of creating cafes that have these pods so people can eat, they can chat while somebody's in a pod, and then the next person, then the community's talking and they're growing and growing. We just, build these things around, because one thing's a pod, but it's so important to have nourishing food. And at some point, we're aiming to have farms, protected farms, work with the environment, sustainable. So the farms go to the cafes to feed the communities. And we make local communities global communities, where communities like us are talking to another community of another New Earth cafe, whatever it is, in another country, that we're all interconnected, sharing and helping one another get through this transcendent transformation that we're going to go through collectively, because it can be overwhelming. I mean, it's hard to even comprehend it right now, because, most people wait into that moment before they then have that realization, and that's usually the most painful experience to get them there. But this is a collective, conscious experience, something that probably, we haven't seen since the last shift of humanity, ancient civilizations, Atlantis and things like this. And it does feel like it, like you said earlier, the humming. There is something in the air that I've been feeling it, like there's this build up to something, like what is going on? Like, it's like there's times coming, is it now? Like, it can feel, for many people, uncertain, and they're numb. Most of the population are numb to this. How do you see it coming from here? What does it look like for you now, from where you are to whatever, when it might potentially happen? And how does that look? What might happen?
From where it comes now, I think we understand there is a shift, there is something more, and where we want to be after this shift. This is maybe the most important thing. And what I saw after this shift, what's going to happen, the new earth, and I really realized just in this podcast that your cafe is new earth, because I come really here, it was like because of it resonate, I come to this podcast, say I must do this, but I now just realized new earth, yeah. And I, unbelievable, and and I saw the new earth, and I can say thanks God that we get the new earth, because what I get today, till today, the information as well. So 2012, when everybody thought Maya calendar, everything.
I remember that.
There was creating the decision from the universe that this planet got in the shift. So we have two ways: we take in the shift, or this planet will be destroyed, like it's happening before so many times, yeah, Atlantis and what you're mentioning right now. So 2012, it was quite the last decision, yes, and we got the shift. This is quite a happy time, because the new earth, which we want to see, it will be a place of love. It will be a place of relationship, a place of everything. Of course, we need this kind of painful experience to grow. Of course, we need it. But now I think after this shift, we grow enough, so we have the time in the next lives, maybe to reincarnate on this planet with love, with amazing relationship, without wars, without everything what we are seeing here now, and for the consciousnesses of all the humanity. What you were talking before is same. What I'm seeing is today millions of people waking today up with this kind of wars around our planet. And they are waking up with fears, with very, very low vibration energies. They hate each other. Nations hate each other and everything. And this is in our consciousness of the humanity. This is sitting as a very dark cloud where it's sitting about this planet. And we can only, with our podcasts, with our cafes, with our centers, with the chambers, we can go against this cloud. We can bring the light in this cloud, because the light wins every time. So we have a darkness, we have a light, but what I know is the light is this energy which cannot be which cannot be loose on the end. So if there is a fight, so the light will win on the end. On the end will win everything. And these chambers like AOI, my chambers from the Arche, and these kind of things, this will help, and these cafes, this right food, these farms, this will help the people to fight against this dark cloud, because this bring love, this bring happiness, this bring, when I know who I am, why I am here, when I know my everything, when I'm grateful in my life. So this kind of energy is the balance energy to this big cloud. And of course, we go with our consciousness against them. Of course, the war grows as well. So the conflicts around the world with what you say, governments, everything, starting to grow as well, because there is a lot of, I call it, a lot of devils, really, a lot of devils who take care of this whole system, of this whole situation.
The devils, yeah?
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
It's better to understand for the people. It's not existing like a devil, like what we are from Christian or from other religions. I don't speak about religions, but something like, for us, better to understand like a devil. But it's a dark energy. It's just a low vibration dark energy.
Yeah. Low vibration energy, controlling energy, people that are seeking power. I see it as, trauma passed on from one ancestral line to the next, because it leaves a gaping hole, and people just want more and more and more to fill it at no matter what cost, because they don't want to feel really what void there is, the abyss. And if you don't fill it up with something like God or love, then it's those people who need to climb up in power, because they know that they feel that, and they know they need to protect themselves, protect what they have, because one moment to feel that pain, because they lose it and they had left with it, they'd rather destroy the world to not feel that, the abyss, the loss, whatever is passed on from their own childhood or the ancestral line, or whatever's in the collective consciousness. I understand that, and in some strange way I have empathy for people like that, because I know what it feels like as well. The loss so deep that it still feels like it's in your cellular DNA to a degree. But I suffered it from when I was a child, and all I've ever done is try to mask that loss, that I lost my mum when I was very young, and the environment I grew up in was just unsafe, and it was just so I understand what it's like, that we want to just feel it because we don't know how to actually heal it. So we do everything we can, and we try to be better. But at the core of it, of that illness, is selfishness, a sense of it's only you that matters, and everybody else is expendable to a degree. Because when you're left with that gaping hole, you feel in a certain sense entitled to have everything and take, and from other countries, whatever it is. I'm talking, that's obviously a big stream of it, because the disease in itself of that gaping hole, whatever the abyss is, in a weird way, it's like anybody who's in pain wants to stop that pain, so they feel entitled to stop that pain, But the illusion is that you'll never be able to feel it. And I think this is what the transition's about, that it's been building up, that they're trying everything. Humanity is trying to fill that void with material at the cost of nature. And at some point, it's going to shift to say, no more. You have to actually do the work and find it within your spirit, not through comfort at the cost of humanity or the cost of Mother Earth.
It's quite simple. The whole universe is quite simple. It's like light means receiving, darkness means giving. So this is how it works in our life. So most of the people thinking, oh, I'm staying in the darkness, and then I go to prayer or to something else to receive from God, from the source, not depend on the religion. So So they're coming and they're asking for, please give me, please receive. They're asking the light to receive. Then they give automatically this kind of things to the darkness because they don't change their lives. They go there, drink alcohol, they eat the food which damage their bodies. It's not like bad or good. I mean, it gives healthy food, it gives not healthy food, and people goes to eat not non-healthy food just because it's the taste is better or it's comfortable or
It's cheap or whatever.
cheap. So the people every day are okay with that, to give the energy to the darkness, to lose this energy, to smoke, to what else, to do dark things in their life. They're ready for that.
To feed the lower frequency.
Yeah, and then they go and asking the light, give me, and receiving. So if the light, so that's why God or the source love all of us, because they all the time giving us. We receiving every morning, every day, 24 hours without stopping. We receiving from the source the light energy, and it's depend on us what we are doing with them. We can use this energy and stay in light. Stay in light means do work on yourself, help other people, stay in love, stay in happiness, stay in this kind of vibrations. Don't be ego, don't think only by yourself. Love your family, love your parents, love everyone who is around you. Yeah, stay in light. No, what the people are doing, they're starting fighting for money, starting this, their relationship breaks. They go to another. The wife sitting at home, they go to, so they do dark things and spending this energy to the darkness. And then they're asking themselves, why this happening in my life, or why I'm stucking, or why something happening more. And this is the lesson which we must get everyone for us. It's very simple. Stay in light, you receive the light, and give this light to the light, or to the people, help people with your light. Not give this light to the darkness, because the darkness come much bigger. Because of course
It needs more.
And they give you chips, they give you what else to eat, they give you what else to drink, they give you situations in your life that you come to the darkness. And that's a good film which I can recommend on the stage. The film name is Revolver with Jason Statham. It shows the inner fight of the some people must look at 3, 4, 5 times because it's very deep. And Guy Ritchie is a good producer, so he have good films like with a big sense on this stage. Who loves to see films, and there is showing exactly what's happening in our inner be. That's why go to church, go to mosque, go everywhere what you are believing for, or when you not believe in God. This is the most important thing. Receive the love, receive the energy, but don't give it to the darkness, because we have too much darkness now on this planet. And what you say about the farms, growing our food, everything, yes, we must.
Back to basics.
We must do this, and this is the next step, because the time is over for sugar, ketchup, and this kind of things. Because for better understanding, in a normal language, for people who just thinking to start their journey in the soul journey or something, I'll just explain. So you must understand. So the Creator create you. They give your body. So you as a soul go into this body, like energy. Because without your soul, there is no energy. The body cannot move even the fingers, right? And then the Creator looking that you, like if I give you my car and then you put the wrong oil in the engine, and then you put then you hit my tires, and then it's the same situation. So the God or the source looking how you use this avatar, which is not yours. It's just for rent, for rent,
Hey,
just you rented this avatar because to get your experience in the life.
Yeah.
And then he see that you're smoked, that you're drink,
Abusing
that you are, I don't know, eating really bad things, which there is bad for your body, which they will kill your health. They will kill you on the end. This kind of food, what is full of supermarkets. If I was last time in Atlantis here in Dubai in the aqua park, it was strange to get something to have a lunch there, because everything is just French fries, burgers, just kind of fast food, just kind of. And then we find one place where you get some lavage with some, which was kind of healthy food. It's not the healthy food, but the kind of healthy food. There is one space, and you must walk out of Atlantis somewhere else. So basically, to find this healthy food is quite hard. Thanks God that we have this kind of cafe here. I doesn't know before. I will join it, of course, in the next times as well.
Please do.
And it is very appreciated because it's really hard to find in this system the right places where you can get the healthy right food, because everything is with oil, everything is with sugar, everything is with kind of things which kill us on the end. And yeah, I just come a bit out of our thing, but I think it's very important to understand. Stay in light, eat the light food, eat the food who are good for you. Everywhere is sugar, everywhere is fried things which damage our stomach, which damage our belly, our body, everything. So to find really the right food is quite hard today. It's much better than 10 years ago, thanks God, because now it goes to the vegan style, so it goes to the vegetarian style. A lot of people understand how to feel if you are staying with light, with the light food, you feel better. So you don't waste your energy to the darkness, because this, when you eat this not right food, I guess this is the energy wasted, because your body needs more time to, I don't know the English word of them, to
digest.
To digest this food, and this is the energy waste which goes to the darkness. So
Yeah.
as soon as your body needs more time for digest this kind of food, so this energy which you get from the light, you waste again to the darkness, and that's why the darkness have us like in a jail. We are feeling like the whole planet in a jail, because everything around us smells good, tastes good, everything is sweet, everything is no, and it must stop. It must honestly, it must, but it cannot stop if our consciousnesses will change with kind of things, and if people cannot meditate, if people say, okay, this was for me too much to go in the meditation or what else. So that's why we create the chambers, by the way, to get them more easier, faster. But you know, not everyone is able now today to say, okay, I changed completely my life with food. I will, I don't know, make some retreats or some soul experiences. It's for me. I don't know what I will expect from them, and I don't know these people. But this kind of chambers, which like AOI or this kind of technology which I represent today, this give everyone.
And it's for anybody and everybody. Doesn't matter where you are in your journey.
Everyone, you eat meat, okay. You drink alcohol, okay. Doesn't matter. Go in, after you will change. That's it.
Well, that's what people are ultimately looking for, right? That magic pill. And I've got to check it out, because I just have to share what it's about. And I've been doing the AOI machine for a little while now. But absolutely, you know, things are coming up to the surface, even about gluten, you know, how a lot of these foods are the root cause of the whole illness that we have. Of course, food be thy medicine, as Socrates said. And, you know, it's not rocket science to see that, you know, what some of the sickest nations in the world, like America, because of, you know, they're running the race of fast food, you know, E numbers, sugar, like everything and anything. That's something that's just unnatural. And these companies that hold the world by the throat, ultimately, you know, that they're making money from the fact they can control natural products, you know, farms and everything else, because, you know, it's money. It's getting to the point where it's so sick that the whole system is built on sickness, you know, because when you're sick, then you need, you know, pills, and then you know, and you go back and forth. And we wanted to sort of step in and break the cycle. You know, when you have healthy food steps in, then you get mental clarity, depression, all these things start to lift.
And the connections grow.
And the connection gets stronger, which means you're now connected to source. And then you start getting information, and then you're about connecting and sharing. And then it's harder for those powers, whatever, the darkness, whatever it is, to get hold of you, because now you're becoming self-sustainable. You're connecting with the light, and you're now giving light. You then don't need the corporations. And I look at more corporation than government, because it's more corporations that are, you know, gaining energy from people because they make money, right? It's governments that control.
Money is energy.
Money is energy,
By the way.
right? And so, you know, there is something obviously happening here that's beyond our comprehension, but we feel it. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious, you know, when you start eating the right foods, that you feel better for it, and that a lot of your conditions start to dissipate. And that's what it is. It's education. When people become knowledgeable and they're educated, then they feel liberated, because they're so stuck in what they're eating at the moment. Their body's acidic. They attract acidic foods. They stay in acidic thinking. And the new earth or anything like that just seems so far away, because they don't know how to let go of sugar and gluten and all those sort of drugs.
Steve Jobs says one important thing before he passed away. I read it in last time in one book, and he say that eat your food like medicine, then you don't eat the medicine like your food.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very deep. So select your food like your medicine. What kind of food I need? What is good for my body? What I need today, tomorrow, after tomorrow? Like make your food plan like a medicine plan. And then you need not medicine in the future. Then you no need this medicine like your food. Yeah, then you're not.
It's a matter of being conscious. This is why we're called New Earth Cafe Conscious Eatery.
Conscious.
Because you need to be conscious of what you're eating. If you're not conscious, even if you're eating healthy food and you're unconscious, you can be causing yourself some damage because you're kind of washing it down. And I myself need to also, like, okay, I'm with my food and I'm appreciating it, like, to be present with food. You got your phone, you're talking while you're eating. You know, how do I just be present? And being away in these courses, and I've got another one coming up, I put my phone away. Like when I was in India, just my phone, there's no distraction. I'm working morning to night on meditation. When the food's there, I'm just thankful and I'm with my food. Even though it was not the kind of food I'd usually eat, I was just thankful for it, you know, and being with it, and just that energy, then that energy would come back to me, you know, because I was just conscious with the food. I made the food conscious.
Yeah.
And we have that power within us.
And very nice. I experienced long time ago, but last week my family traveled to Germany. I'm staying here alone, and I tried to take out all my phones and just sitting with me, 1 hour, without TV, without nothing, 2 hours, 3 hours, and in the third hour I get a lot of receiving of messages of some informations about my life, about the future, about something from the past, but more in the future. And what I will say as well, this all gadgets, TVs, everything bring our consciousness in this direction where the system wanted to be. And sometimes we must just go in the forest, in the desert, somewhere else, just to be with ourselves. And a lot of people are scared for this. Me too, by the way, before. But when you go in after 1 hour, 2 hours, you will feel there is something happening. That's what you experience, of course, now in a more deeper way in India. But everyone can do it at home. Just stay 2 hours alone with yourself, with no one else, and listen to your inner voice. Just listen what is happening in your inner voice. And then you will understand how your brain goes down, how you're gonna be coming down, coming relaxed, because everything stresses us around us. To be connected 24 hours per day, it's a stress. To get all the informations by click, it's a stress.
40 days and 40 nights, fasting, being in the wilderness. That's the ultimate, if one can pull themselves through that. Because then you have absolute faith in God to feed you, prana energy. Without water, I think Yeshua did it.
Moses.
Yeah, Yeshua, and then obviously he got baptized, and then he went out 40 days and 40 nights. But it's that level of trust and faith in the higher power. And it's like you mentioned before, the symbolisms. Like I'm seeing it. This is why I started writing this book. I thought my book was one thing, but now it's another thing. I'm like still like, where is this book going? What is this story? What is going on here? Is some of the symbolisms or what I'm seeing are so. It's like a sign. It's just like it's hard to believe it, you know. And I'm still skeptical. It's like, what do I need to actually happen, you know? And that's what worries me. The skeptical part of my mind wants to deflect or block it out to some degree, you know, the light, that I would then go back to that feeling of, you know, the grief or the trauma, whatever it is that wants to bring me back to that home. I feel that come back. And, it's a journey that only one person can take. I can't take anybody else with me to heal this. It's only I can do this, and I have to let go of so much to be able to get there. So I'm just resonating so much with this conversation that it's nice to know that, and it's funny that we're in Dubai. Like it's happening in Dubai, in the Middle East, where it's the middle. They're not one side or the other. And people like us are pulled here. Though I'm about to travel all over the place, I don't know where I'm going to go. But I said to my wife and I said this, it's like it's Noah's Ark here. There's a feeling of a Noah's Ark here, but obviously it doesn't have to be just here, but it feels like it's here.
Yeah, Dubai is showing all the world what a human can create. Because in 50 years, what's happening here in Dubai, it's showing how much power a human have. By the kings of this country, I really appreciate, because these people, these sheikhs, they show all the humanity in our planet, what they can do in just 50 years.
In a desert.
In a desert. And from zero, from nothing before. And we see a creator. And Dubai have this kind of feeling of a creator, creation feeling. So that's why a lot of things happening here, because here is under process to create something more. That's why Dubai is a big hub. That's why Dubai is like a lot of international people and everything. So, and I feel and I believe that the rulers of this country are more far away, so they see the future as well. They know when you look at Business Bay, how it built it, Burj Khalifa, the geometric of this kind of field, you see, yes, the rulers are very connected to God, to the source. They are really creators, and that's why I think a lot of things starting exactly here, but spreading to around the world, like what we are doing now.
It's beautiful because it's all energy, and we're aligning to the energy, especially during COVID when we came here. Pandemic, world shut down, where are you going to be when it restarts, you know? And we were just pulled here. New Earth, we got our emblem. It's not even the New Earth Cafe, but it's an emblem. I'll show it to you. Where my phone is, I have to show it to you afterwards. It's, this message comes in, it's about a roadmap. How do we get people, and there's so many conversations like this happening. It's incredible because it's, when it's becoming so obvious that people are getting information, where's that information coming from, and it's all similar but different.
Everyone from us have his own way. It's like, I see it like a project, like a big project, and I am one of I don't know, millions, I think, and you are one of those millions, and that's the most important part on this message is to be connected with each other. That's the point. You have your mission, I have my mission, but if we connect our missions all together, like Johnny as well, if we connect our missions all together, I believe then we have the chance to change something in this all consciousness around this planet, and we have the chance to change on this planet something which we call system.
And I want to put in there, like you mentioned before, when we talk about governments, and there's obviously a lot of YouTube channels about governments and the dark and people are people. And as you were saying, government, they also want the new earth. They have children, they have something. They may not know how to get out of their pain and their taking and everything else, but ultimately, nobody wants to stay in that place. They want to transcend, I'm sure of it, and step into a new world, a new earth where they can feel that love and safety. And what it comes down to as well is what my experience is. Are we, as a collective, humanity, able to hold the space of love, to transcend all of the shame that has been collected up to this point, all the wrongdoings, all the, the negative energy? Are we as a society, are we as a humanity able to open a space to heal, to hear, to listen with love? Because it's not just those who are, well, I haven't done anything wrong. Can you hear, can you open your space for love, for, say, these powerful people or murderers or people who have done atrocities, are we able to open our hearts and love them, to transcend them? Because I think that's ultimately what it's all about as well. Because if we don't and we judge, then we recreate this energy that goes back into the human consciousness. And we've got the media that knows how to, vilify and all about sensationalism, How can people in power heal when they don't feel safe to be able to speak their truth? So they have to stay in power, because if they do, they're going to get torn apart, because we're not a loving nation, not a loving world. We're not there yet to heal. So it's more people like us who heal us, that whoever comes up in our space who's done whatever they've done, we just say, are you ready to give it up to God? Let God heal you. It's not for us to judge. Are you ready to be part of building this? Whoever you are, whatever you've done. Because then it's people like that who have more of a reason why, because they're carrying that much weight, a burden, like a dead weight of heaviness, and they just want to be accepted for who they are, so they don't have to keep living out in that shame and keep creating those situations that they're trying to run away from. If we can just be open and loving, then we can transcend that. And that's ultimately what New Earth is. That's what Yeshua was talking about, why he was dining with, thieves and rapists, because those people needed that love. They needed it more than anybody else. Are we ready to love? Are we ready to love?
I think to answer exactly on this question, I think all of us, inside us, we are ready for that. But outside, our ego and our masks, which we are wearing every day, they don't allow us to love each other. Because, again, all what we are seeing around us, this nice material world, they block us on the same level. And I believe that this transformation, the shift on this planet, I believe that we got this shift only one reason. Because we have Africa. Because if you look at the African continent, I mean not the North African continent, I mean the South African continent, like Middle Africa, Southwest Africa. I've been there a lot of times in my life before, for businesses and everything. I have in Kenya, own foundation now with kids and everything. But what I'm seeing there, this is the reason I believe why we get this shift. Because if this African continent will be like Europe or USA or something like that, so we have not this kind of much love in our planet to get in this shift, because these people they understand more than we, because they have not this kind of material things which block them. They are more connected than we. They are more happy than me even.
I remember living in Tanzania. They had less, and I'm like, they look so alive.
And there is the love, and this is the mirror for us, where we can see how it must be in our life, how the people must love each other, how the people help each other, how they share the food with each other, how they plan the food. If the European market, of course, don't send them the milk powder or something like that, but I mean, there you will see the real thing, how it must be normally, like for this kind of things. And if you implement this kind of love between us now in our material world,
that'd be beautiful, to pump that kind of love out there with the technology, with the minds. It's not even about feeding the world, it's nourishing the soul. And this is the time now. This is what it's calling for. We can feel it simmering. And now I feel like the heat's getting turned up. I feel like we're going to do another podcast. Wherever I'm going to be, whenever I come back. I don't know when. We're going to sit down, we're going to have another chat about where we are. And I think we're just going to keep connecting over this and outside of this, in order to give people updates about what's happening as we build.
of course.
Yeah? I think it's important. And it's good work. It's
God's
work.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you coming here. Is there anything you'd like to share before we wrap this up?
I think only my recommendation, because pain, we get into pain every day. Like, I don't believe before that after 2 years, what happening in my life, that I can look at the picture of my son and how can I feel like happiness, because before it was only pain. And that's what I say. I represent today this kind of things which can do everyone from all of us. If they go through some bad situations in their life, if they go through darkness, So everybody have the chance to come up in the light. They just must to follow, to want it. Like, I want to go into the light. And then our higher beings, our higher souls, angels, how it goes, they will take care of it. They will bring you into the light. But you just must to want it. And just
Take the first
say,
step.
I want to go into the light. And they will bring you the people, everything, situations which gonna help you because you want it.
That's beautiful, brother. Obviously, I'm going to have all the details where people can find you and connect with you. But is there any tags or anything that where anybody can find you?
Yeah, my Instagram channel, but I will change it right now because it's like my old channel.
Well, we'll update it by the time you just tell me when it is.
I
By
will
this
make
comes
some
out.
changes because, of course, I will update the people as well about the project, about the Arche, about the new Arche, the new Earth, the new
Our partnership, our
everything,
journey, how we're going to make this happen.
partnerships, everything just to be connected to each other. I create an application right now where people can be connected, help each other. Like, I have a lot of things now which I must follow up, and let's see the next months what's gonna be. And of course, I will be appreciative all the people will join us to create a new Earth, because it's not me, not my Earth. Again, it's our Earth, it's our mission, it's our new shift which we are getting in.
This was heck of a conversation, heck of a podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Can't wait to get this out to everybody.
Appreciate
You, man.
Thank
really,
you very much.
really. Thank you. It's beautiful. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, if you enjoyed this, please click on the subscription button so we can keep you posted, especially as our conversations keep flowing, as we keep building this community in order to build a new Earth and these arcs, these projects that can come together to really shift humanity for what's to come. We don't know what that's going to be, but we want to prepare. I think it's best to be prepared than wait for something to happen when it's too late. So thank you again, everybody, and appreciate you all. Much love. We vibe when you subscribe.